Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome to another 2016 NBA playoff prediction video. And again, I'm with Matt Ogden and Kiernan Rodriguez, and we just did the Eastern Conference a couple minutes ago, and this is the Western Conference. So let's get to it. So we're gonna start with the 1 versus 8. The one, just amazingly good team for an entire and probably the best NBA team. The number one seeded Golden State Warriors just had a fucking fantastic season. Only 9 losses the entire season. That's insane. And they broke some record. I can't remember, but just an insanely just really good record. Just monstrous record. 73-9, and they're hosting the Houston Rockets. 41-41. Um, no doubt about it. This is going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be a blowout. This Rockets team is not going to do anything in this series. I honestly think this is definitely not going to go to the distance. Of course, the Warriors, Stephon Curry is going to go beast mode for the entire playoffs. So James Harden is probably going to do something, at least, but I don't think he's not going to take the Warriors by himself, James Harden. So I have the Warriors winning this in 5 games. I think this Rockets team doesn't know. I do believe this Rockets team's good enough to win at least one home game, but I don't see them winning more than one game, so I'm taking Golden State Warriors in 5 games. So I'm going to give this floor to Matt Ogden. What do you think about this series?
Um, I think this is going to be, honestly, I think it's going to be a clean sweep by the Warriors. I think the Warriors will win it in 4.
Understandable. Yeah. So, Kiernan, what do you think?
Clean sweep. Warriors definitely winning 4.
4 games?
Yep.
Alright. So, going on to the next matchup, 4 seeded Los Angeles Clippers, 53-29 on the season, hosting the 5 seeded Portland Trailblazers, 44-38 on the season. This is going to be maybe a little bit of a close match, but I don't think that it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to go a little to the distance. I will be taking the Clippers, though. I think this Clippers team's good. Blake Griffin, I think, is going to be great. You know, their old coach, the Celtics' old coach, is coaching this team, Doc Rivers. They're going to go probably somewhere, so I think this Clippers team's good enough, so I'm taking the Clippers in 6 games. What do you think, Matt?
Yeah, I got the Clippers in 6 as well.
Kiernan, what do you think about this series?
Definitely Clippers in 6. I think Portland, they don't have a good deep enough roster to keep up the sheer power of big man to guard Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan.
All right. Going on to the next one, the 2 seeded Spurs. Just a fantastic record again. 67-15. That's insanely good. Just so good. 2 seeded Spurs hosting the Memphis Grizzlies, the 7 seeded, 42-40 on the season. No doubt about it. I think this is going to be a blowout. I think the Spurs team's just way too good. This Memphis Grizzlies team, I don't think is going to win any games. This is my first ever pick. I think it's going to be a sweep. I'm taking the Spurs in 4 games. I think the Spurs team is just way too good. This Memphis Grizzlies has nothing to do in this series. I think they're going to get beat around by the Spurs team. So I got the Spurs in 4 games for a 4-game sweep. So, Matt, what do you think about the series? You're on the floor.
I got the Spurs winning in 5.
Spurs winning in 5.
I think the Grizzlies can win 1 game at home, but the rest, I think the Spurs are just going to dominate them.
All right. Kiernan, what do you think?
Definitely Spurs in 5. Because I just feel like with the Grizzlies, Zach Randolph and Marc Gasol, yes, they're a good dynamic duo, but throughout the whole season, most of their bench have been pulling up the weight. So I feel like just now, the Spurs are just going to dominate them because, LaMarcus Aldridge, Tim Duncan, and David West, and then Tony Parker, and then Monty. So it just makes up a really good team. And don't forget about Kawhi.
All right. The last series. Well, we're gonna do a quick video. So this last video, sorry, last video. What the fuck? This last series, the three-seeded Thunder, Oklahoma City Thunder, 55-27. Also a really good record, hosting the sixth Dallas Mavericks. Surprisingly, this Mavericks team made the playoffs. I don't even remember if they made it last year, but 42-40 on the season. Of course, the Thunder team has Kevin Durant. This Kevin Durant player is just monstrous. I think he's gonna go ham on Dallas. I think this is gonna go. I think this Mavericks team is good enough. To win one game. So I actually think this is gonna go 5 games. I'm picking Oklahoma City Thunder in 5 games. Matt, you're on the floor. What do you think?
I got the Oklahoma City Thunder winning in 6.
6. In 6 games. I may ask you, what kind of weapons do you think Dallas will have if they win 2 games?
Honestly, I think they have enough. I think Dirk could keep them in games, and they got the right. Their defense will hold them up for a couple games in Dallas. But then, other than that, I think the Thunder are just gonna just.
Did you finish your sentence? I just heard thunder. The last sentence.
Yeah, I think that. Honestly, I just think that the Mavs could compete with them just a little bit. But I think the Thunder will just win most of the games, and then they'll just end the series in 6. The Thunder will probably.
Alright, that's good enough. So Matt has Thunder in 6 games. We're gonna move on to Kiernan Rodriguez. K-Rod. Yeah, that was out of 10. But that's his nickname, by the way. But Kiernan, what do you think about this series?
Personally, for me, as supporting Kevin Durant as one of his favorite biggest fans. The Thunder have too many good weapons. Westbrook is to the peak of his career where he has to go hard and really dominate this team, because the Dallas Mavericks, if they try to play small ball to the Thunder, it's not going to work, because KD and Westbrook are going to just go crazy. So I think, personally, in my opinion, Thunder in 5.
Thunder in 5? Alright. So we're not going to end this video. We're going to talk about some things. But before we end this video, I want you guys to message me on Facebook your picks, so I can put your picks in the description, because I don't want to go through the video and then find out what your picks are and just type. So just send your picks to Western and Eastern on Facebook message if you guys can. All right. Okay, so we're gonna talk about potential round 2 matchups. You wanted to do that, Matt, right? All right. So we said that we all wanted the Warriors and we wanted the Clippers. So what do you guys think about the Golden State Warriors and the Clippers? I think it's gonna be competitive. Matt, starting with you.
I think 7 games.
Good. Kiernan, what do you think if this Warriors and Clippers team both made it to the round 2?
You said Spurs and Clippers, right?
No, I said Golden State and Clippers. Did I say? I meant Warriors and Clippers. Sorry. Yes. What do you think about Warriors and Clippers in the second round?
Well, in my opinion, seeing the whole playoff, timeline, the Clippers are definitely a very deadly team when it comes down to playing great passing ball. And the Warriors, they have really grown into a better shooting mentality team. So basically, seeing the comparisons from now compared to 2014, the Clippers are no match for the Warriors, because Steph Curry has improved his jump shot, greater than for what the Clippers have to really offer. But I personally think that it could be a very even series, because both teams have great men that can shoot, rebound, and dribble the ball.
All right. So going on to the next one, we all had the Spurs and we all had the Thunder. This is going to be a really good second round matchup, in my opinion. Spurs, Thunder. You got 2 probably really competitive teams right there. If that happened, I obviously think this series is gonna go seven. Spurs and Thunder, if they meet, I definitely think it's gonna be a 7 game series. It's gonna be so intense. There's gonna be a lot of people talking about it. So that's my own opinion. What's your thoughts on that? If Spurs and Thunder made it, Matt.
I think the Spurs would win it in 6.
Spurs.
Yeah, Spurs in 6.
I think just my opinion. I think that this Thunder team can make it. This Thunder team's really good, so I think it's gonna go seven in my opinion because these are two, like they have some really great. They have superstars on each team. So going on, that's just my opinion. So going on, Kiernan, what do you think if the Spurs and Thunder met the next round?
To my opinion, the Spurs, they have a very deep, big man lineup. But as far as the Thunder goes, I feel like to this point, Kevin Durant and Westbrook, they have, really matured, like as far as taking care of the ball. But the Spurs will definitely overcome the Thunder's weaknesses and try to use it against them when it comes clutch time.
Right.
So I think Spurs in 5 or 6 because you got Tim Duncan and you still got the smart. So the team has really improved for playing smarter, more, and like 100 times more smarter basketball.
Alright, so I know this is the Western Conference, so we're actually going to go back to the Eastern for a sec. We're going to actually have our own opinion about round 2 because we didn't do that, but this is still going to be our picks for the Western, but we're going to go to the East for a sec. So starting the number 1 versus 8, obviously you guys wanted Cleveland to win, but I wanted the Pistons. I have the Pistons in 7. So if that would happen, let's say the Pistons will move on. Then I had the Celtics moving on, so it will be a round 2 for me. Pistons and Celtics. I think it's going to be an interesting matchup if that happens. The Celtics, obviously, I think will have the edge. The fact the Pistons beat us a couple times, but I think if that happened, I think this Celtics team has the edge. So I think the Celtics team will have beaten them in 6 games. I think it's going to go 6, and my Celtics probably win if that happens. So you guys wanted Cleveland, so it'll be Cleveland and Celtics for you guys. So starting with Matt, so obviously you wanted Cleveland. What do you think of this Cleveland and Celtics rematch from last year? Do you think it's going to be a sweep again, or do you think the Celtics team can make it competitive? What do you think, Matt?
We'll get 2 wins off the Cavs. I think the Cavs will win in 6.
The Cavs win in 6.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, it's what is your opinion, Kiernan? What do you think of this matchup?
Probably Cavs.
Hey, it's your own opinion. I'm not gonna get mad, Hey, easy.
Sorry. For Cleveland, I think they're gonna win it in 6 because Boston they have had a rough start facing Cleveland, but definitely Cleveland is gonna come out the bigger man because they have LeBron James, and I think they're gonna win it in 6.
All right, so going to the next one, we had the Raptors and Pacers. I believe we all had Toronto, right? Just correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
All right, so Toronto moves on, and then the Miami Heat and Charlotte, we all had Miami, so that'll give a matchup of Toronto and Miami. I think that will go 7. I think Miami's good enough. I think Miami will actually get the upset here. I think this Heat team's good, so I think Miami might win in 7. So that's my own opinion. I think this Miami and Toronto series is going to be really, really good. So I actually think Miami is going to win their last game in Game 7 in Toronto. Matt, this is your team. What do you think about it? Miami and Toronto.
I think the Heat will. Honestly, I think the Heat can win in 7. To be honest.
All right, Kiernan, what do you think?
I think most of those guys that play for the Miami Heat, they're going to dominate the Raptors because I just can't really see, DeMar DeRozan and Kyle, Lowry, trying to, face, the more bigger and mature Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. So
All right.
he definitely win in, 7.
All right. Here's a question for you guys. So you got the 1 seeds, Golden State Warriors for Western, and then the 1 seeds, the Cleveland Cavs, right? So here's a question. Golden State Warriors, Stephen Curry, right? Cleveland Cavaliers, LeBron James. Compare these two. Stephen Curry, LeBron James. Here's your question. Who will score the most points in round 1? Stephen Curry or LeBron James? Your opinion, Matt. You're on the floor.
With Stephon Curry shooting threes and stuff and always making them, I think Stephon Curry has the edge there. He's making more points than LeBron James.
What game do you think Stefan will get the most points? I mean, like, you can't really compare because the series could go like 5. Let's say that yeah, I'm not gonna ask the question because this game's unpredictable. You don't know. It might go 7, it might go 6, whatever. But you think Stefan's gonna get more? Kiernan, Stephen Curry or LeBron James? Who do you think is gonna get the most point in round 1?
I think Curry.
Curry.
Because I think Curry has a better, chance of scoring. And then as for, LeBron, his game really revolves around, mostly mid-range and the layup game. But I think Curry will most likely be averaging the most points for the playoffs.
Right. I mean, like, you could be surprised. Kevin Durant can get more points than both of them. To be honest, I don't think it's gonna happen, but surprisingly, that could be the case for some reason. So that's the Western Conference. That's the end. We'll see what happens, and I'm done. So I'm cutting off. This is me, and along with Matt Ogden and Kiernan Rodriguez. See you guys later.